Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Marvel Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the Marvel Universe.
Excelsior to you, our merry Marvelites. Welcome to our 17th show of the year, 30 in all, I believe, if I'm correct in counting. We are the Marvel Movie News, coming to you live from the Danger Room, where we tell you all the news from all the studios and why you should be as excited as we are. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News, or find us through the Popcorn Talk Network, YouTube/Popcorn Talk Network, or find us on their website, popcorntalknetwork.com. How was that?
That was good.
That was well done. When Meredith and Coy aren't here, I can get through it. That's the secret. So I just need them to never be here ever again. Yeah.
There's no criticisms of like.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, nameless crowd.
Thank you, Ghost Crowd.
You're all fantastic.
Sit down. No.
You can follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN. I know, they're still going, right?
Thank you.
Or you can find us on Facebook /Marvel News Show. And if you like, if you'll tweet the link out during our show, the people at Popcorn Talk Network will retweet you from the Popcorn Talk Network, and all those eyes will see you too. So Jeremy Long is saying that Kistler's off the couch, and he digs it on the live chat. I'm at the Matt Key, and you might notice that we've got a couple different faces with us today. That is because Ms. Meredith Placco is on a first anniversary vacation, and the Master Coy Jandro is in South Africa at Burning Man, so screw him.
Yeah.
Screw her.
And he saw the movie that we're...
Yeah, he saw the movie.
Yeah, even though
he saw the movie.
He initially wanted me to wait until he got back from South Africa, and then he found out, oh, they're already showing it here. I'll go see it immediately.
I'll go see it a week before my friends. Oh, I'm going to land and go watch it. And then I'm going to flip off all my friends back home. Ha ha.
Pretty much.
So anyway, we've got Ms. Erika Ishii. You've been on the show before.
Yes, I have. And this time, I'm going to be a lot less shy about not knowing some of the comic references you guys are making. So I'm going to be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Explain it to me.
That's fine. Everyone would fail someone's geek test. So really,
It's like Marvel's not my strong suit for the comics.
That's fine.
The only person that would not fail the geek test is Alan Kistler.
Yeah.
Alan would pass every person's geek test.
He wrote the geek test, that's why.
He wrote the geek SATs.
He went back in time, wrote
the
them, set them down.
I have written 2 trivia books.
Amazing.
Get out. Get out. We're still playing that game. Get out. We also got Justin. You were here last week. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll be back more often because we like having you on. We're going to jump right into it. Unless, is there anything else that you guys want to say before we get rolling?
Twitter handle at Sizzler Kistler.
Oh yeah, do that. What's your
Twitter handle?
I don't know that anyone uses Twitter.
No, you guys don't do Twitter?
Get out of here.
Twitter handle at Axe4Food.
My Twitter is Samurai Erika. That's Samurai ERIKA for the listeners.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
I'm very considerate of you
You are
guys.
so considerate. All right, we're gonna jump over to Fox, where we got our first look at one of my favorites, Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Can we get that up so everyone can see it? Look at that. It looks so good. And you know what I think is really cool about this? In his original introduction, like one of his powers that they haven't really played with since is that if he was in the dark, you couldn't see him. Like, he blended into the darkness really well.
Right, and it actually was a power. It wasn't just camouflage, because they revisited it in Excalibur. Yeah, because Claremont was writing Excalibur, and that was one of his favorite ideas. That like Nightcrawler.
I've always loved that, and I've always missed it with him.
Yeah, he would literally become invisible if he just had a little bit of shadow on him. It was very odd, and
like the fact that he could like bamf into the shadows, like that just made it
to disappear.
Yeah, that's
like
really
he would
unique.
That's really cool, and like he doesn't do that anymore.
So I wonder if in the movie that is going to be one of his powers.
Well, I mean, from what he's just kind of a darker blue, so maybe he's just blending into the background.
Yeah, this is like atmospheric kind of, but
that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, are they going to have him blending into the darkness like they did in Giant Size X-Men #1? Like, probably not, but I got excited about it. So I think he looks great. We've got another picture later on that we'll show you where he looks like he's a big fan of Michael Jackson's Thriller. But Yeah, I'm excited. And
And did you watch the
little video where he bamfs in and bamfs out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. And he like has the smoke. I will say I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a bamf.
It was a different noise,
sound.
but it seemed like it was just. I mean, it didn't seem like it was part of.
like.
Yeah.
Ellen's over there.
It didn't seem like it was the final thing by any
It's
sense.
like.
And I liked the fact that they made a reference to him bamfing in terms of them putting out the picture and then pulling it from the internet.
Yeah. Really cool. I love it. So
the marketing for this movie has just been really fun.
So far.
Fun.
And then we've got these pictures. I think if I read correctly, they built a mall, like a set. This isn't in an actual mall that they just retrofitted. This is a set that they built that's an 80s mall.
How decadent.
Nice.
And
Little mall madness happening.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, it's also a great way to emulate the colors of his classic costume, but keep the streetwear look. That was the thing that Smallville did very nicely several times, where they would have like streetwear.
Have that color palette.
Echoes of the costume.
So he's like,
And he
he's like
looks- I
bounding.
mean, but
he's
the-
Marvel bounding right
the
now.
The best thing is like
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
jacket and his like face right there. Like I mean, he
he's
looks
Thriller.
like
He's
Thriller.
straight out of Thriller,
He's
yeah.
straight
Which
out of
I am not
the
against.
turnaround.
I'm not.
See you scrawled in blood.
Well, also-
see you next Tuesday.
Also, Nightcrawler is the one most likely to do a music video just for fun, because
Because
Nightcrawler
he's
was
such
my-
a swashbuckler.
Yeah,
like,
Nightcrawler
he's
was
just
my
cool.
favorite X-Men. Like he was a swordsman. He's
a pirate.
He was
Yeah.
a pirate in that miniseries. He was a space pirate on top of
Yeah.
that, and made a great Star Trek reference. And he was just this swashbuckling performer. He was so much fun.
Yeah. No, I Nightcrawler was my gateway drug into comics. Like he's the whole reason I was allowed to read comics. So
What?
Yeah, you want to
'Cause he's-
explain?
yeah.
Your parents were like, "Oh, he's religious, so you
Yep.
can read comics."
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. They were like, oh, well, Nightcrawler's a Christian and he
Yeah.
talks about Jesus. Okay, we'll let you read the
Let's
X-Men.
read the X-Men, which
Yeah.
is
That's
so
very
full of just
sneaky.
religious content, and
So
all the other
religious.
characters
So
are
so religious and so not
wholesome and clean.
so not a metaphor for the homosexual community in the modern day. Like no, like a very wholesome Christian message in the X-Men. So I have a special place for Nightcrawler. And
Okay,
Jubilee, is
so
this-
I have
Yeah.
two
Is this-
things to say about this.
Do it.
Number one, that's awesome. It looks amazing.
I think
It's
she
like
looks great.
the Jubilee
First, I
when she
think-
first came out,
Yeah.
like with the high-waisted jean shorts.
the
I'm
black
excited.
jacket is not part of that.
No, it's
That's
like
yeah,
she's
cover, yeah.
golden and everything.
Yeah,
And-
she doesn't do anything that's
Yeah, so
not
that's-
bright colors.
Yeah, so the first thing is I'm super excited about that. Second of all, I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken that I didn't get to audition for this role because Jubilee was kind of my
Gateway.
entree to Marvel comics. My mom got me one of those like novelizations of
Yeah.
one of the comics of her origin story, and so she was the first X-Men that I ever met. Because she was like, oh, there's a little Chinese American.
What is Jubilee's
girl.
origin story outside of she joined the X-Men and
She,
has
they
fireworks?
find her in a mall because she's a mall rat.
Well, they didn't
and
even find her. She just followed because this was the time when the X-Men were believed to be dead by the world and they were living in the outback. And they had the mutant gateway who would just give them teleport portals to
Yeah.
go where the hell they wanted. So they went to the mall because no one wants to drive to the mall when you can
No.
just-
Yeah, if you've got a
Yeah,
teleporter.
Have you seen those parking lots?
parking is
no,
not
thank
good
you.
at the mall.
Right. So Jubilee saw these weird but kind of, to her mind, exotic looking ladies going through the mall and followed them and then saw them go through the teleport portal and followed them through there.
Like
and then
you do.
basically hid on the grounds of their then temporary base and didn't
In the Australian outback.
Right, and then didn't reveal herself until there was an adventure where
They needed the
Wolverine-
4th of July.
Right, where Wolverine was alone, and the Reavers came and crucified him, and then that's when Jubilee revealed herself. She came up and got Wolverine down, and the two of them went off together, and that started their whole Robin-Batman relationship.
Did she save him with fireworks?
No. I mean, she did. Like,
everybody makes fun of Razzle
Did-
Dazzle. Razzle
did she make fun of
Dazzle
him
is
with vampire
awesome.
she
fireworks?
does explosives out of her hands. That is not something to laugh at.
No. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of people
And-
lose hands
Yeah.
in that situation, and
they
she
later-
doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And they later
I mean,
got
there
into
are
this-
accidents every year where somebody loses a finger over a firework.
That's evolution. They did go into later about like she lost her parents, that they'd been killed, and like she found the guy that killed them, and she had this whole debate with Wolverine about, because she had like figured out her powers enough to basically cause an aneurysm in someone. And she figured, like, well, I won't be caught. And Wolverine and her had a really serious discussion about, is this worth it? And Wolverine even brought up, like, yeah, I've killed a lot of people, and I spent a lot of nights, like, confronting them in my mind. Do you want that? It was a really great story. It's sad that some later writers didn't know what to do with Jubilee.
Yeah. So Jason Lasoya on the live chat is asking, do you guys think they'll find a way to put a sword in Nightcrawler's hands and let him swashbuckle?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Even if it's like he's gonna
really
like grab
hope so.
one off the wall. They love putting in those little references for the fans, and he is a fan favorite, and we love the fact that he's a swashbuckler. He's gonna be in the mansion and pull a sword off the wall or some
Yeah, even if he
cheeky
doesn't
thing
do
like
anything
that.
with it,
Yeah.
I think or even if he just looks at a sword and is like, that looks cool. I mean, there will be something.
Yeah,
gonna be something.
I think there'll be something. Even if it's just like what they did in the first Iron Man with Rhodey looking at the silver suit and going, next time.
Yeah,
And like the whole
exactly.
audience went nuts at that. Like that was enough. It's like, oh, he's gonna be War Machine. Like, yeah. So I think they'll do something like that. So yes, Lasoya, we hope so. Fingers are crossed for that. But let's go look at the mall pictures now. Like, there's been a lot of pictures from the set this week. Can we see? So that was just tweeted out today. That's Jubilee and Jean Grey hanging out at the mall.
I like it.
I think it looks good. I'm really excited about it.
It looks fun. I dig
looks
it.
really fun. Yeah. So, and like the whole younger direction really works. And like you just like seeing them walking around, you can.
Also,
they're a team. Like it looks fun. You know.
Yeah, the 80s direction, the fact that it takes place in the 80s really works for certain characters like Jubilee. Like,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where her outfit didn't quite translate in the 90s even. It was like someone who thought this is what kids wear. And no, you're 8 years too late. I mean, the yellow jacket's cool, but it would stand out.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's like, nah, it's the 80s. Rock it.
Agreed, 100%. Like the color palette is just perfect for the 80s.
Yeah, and like just all the pictures of the mall that they've shown, like the arcade that they've got, the pizza place, the movie theaters playing Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the 80s in general are just huge right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
pop culture reference left and right, remakes, everything.
Transformers, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony,
It's
Gem.
all back.
Gem.
Dude, that comic is awesome. I love the new Gem comic.
Oh.
It is
I know
so good.
we talked about it at WonderCon.
It is so good. I gotta say, someone suggesting that for Jubilee the theme music be Katy Perry's Fireworks.
But it would have to be an 80s version of it.
I
the movie.
would
So
be
like
up
with
for
a lot
that
of
cover.
synth.
I would be up for that
that'd be
cover.
really
I would be
good,
someone.
yeah.
Yes.
Somebody make that cover right
Someone
now.
make that cover right now.
Yeah, if we have any musicians, musician fans, let's
Go for it.
And then somebody match it up to the 90s cartoon, do a little music video
Yeah.
for us with Jubilee, the fireworks.
I would love to see that. That would be great. Oh yeah, we've got the theme. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Now, did you ever come up with lyrics for this, like my friends and I did?
No, I think I just said X-Men,
No,
X-Men,
you're just like, and now here
X-Men.
comes Wolverine.
Oh, there's Cyclops again, and he's blasting the sky.
And there goes the drama.
There's been lots of conflict. We were nerds.
Total
yes.
nerds.
Everything is better with that music.
It
Everything.
really is. It's like the greatest ringtone too. I have so many friends who have that as a ringtone. Do it. You guys should get that as your ringtone.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No,
You're
I'm not
demanding.
doing
No,
that
I wasn't
ringtone.
telling you to do that. I was telling our
that's
fans
fine.
to do it.
I have the Conan O'Brien blimp theme on my ringtone, and it works very.
What is the blimp thing?
When he got his own show on TBS, to announce it, he got the Conan O'Brien blimp, which is not a very impressive thing, but to juxtapose that, they had the most, like, dramatic, operatic, like, whoa! Like, this just... what
that's funny.
You would expect when, like, Batman has destroyed a wall and appears in silhouette. It was that kind of music. Just, like, amazing, dramatic, like, Thor's arrived from the heavens.
For a very
and it
small
was
blimp.
just for... have I heard the metal version of the Conan blimp theme?
No, the X-Men one.
Oh, the X-Men theme.
Oh, no.
There's another
way.
version? Do you have
I
it?
have it. If you don't mind, if I can look it up and show it to you.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go for
Mine.
it. Go for
It's
it.
by,
None
it's
of
by
us
a
mind.
German band called Power Glove.
Oh,
I know
yes.
Power Glove, yeah.
Nice.
I
That's
wanna-
probably
I
the
wanna
best
hear
thing I've
that.
ever
Someone's
heard.
asking if we think
related
there'll
with
be.
Power Glove.
Someone's asking if we think there'll be an '80s music soundtrack for.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't
Especially
do the 80s
after
without
Guardians.
that. Yeah.
Like, the
Oh,
Guardians
yeah.
really nailed it with soundtracks.
They
And
really did. I think it went platinum, double platinum
Yeah.
even.
It was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I immediately went home after seeing the movie and created a Spotify playlist
Yep.
of the soundtrack.
Yep.
Because luckily
Yep.
all the songs were on there.
Well,
I don't hear it yet.
It's not.
There it
yeah,
is. Okay.
You had a lot of guitar in for things like this.
Yeah, that's pretty
It
cool.
reminds me of like
That's
Dragon
pretty cool.
Force.
Yeah,
So
I like
great.
it. I like it.
God.
All right. No, all right, we got to move on.
Okay.
Did we see? But thank you. That was really epic. Did we see all the pictures? I know that we've got a couple in there. Nightcrawler, Jubilee. Oh, let's go back. Jean Grey and Cyclops. How cool is it to see them together? Like it's just fun. It's just so fun.
It's nice to see them together again.
And like they're all up there.
they were
like,
so happy.
They were.
And like
It's
you see like his
like I already hurt.
Funny little-
Like I hurt.
yeah, just knowing the future
Yeah.
that they have. Like that's one of the cool things that they've been doing in the all new X-Men comics is like Jean Grey and Scott when they first get here, they're like, "Wait, what happens to us?" Like when they first get here from the past, it's so fun.
It's always interesting because, like, I mean, with time travel, we can do they can do whatever they want now. Like, you know, they did the same thing with like Star Trek. They did the same thing. They're doing the same thing with Terminator now,
Yeah.
where like you can change like canon. Like it doesn't exist anymore. Like you can just be like, we're gonna rewrite whatever we want. Because I remember like when the first X-Men movie came out, I was bummed that it wasn't. I mean, I get the Wolverine was everybody's favorite at that point, but like I wanted the original X-Men.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I wanted,
Yeah.
and I didn't get that, and I was very like, really?
Yeah.
You don't have like.
I'm excited to see them as a young team too, because like I mean, right now like the rumor that's flying around this week is that it's going to be like this might be the last of Singer's X-Men, and they're going to reboot the whole franchise
that's what
after this.
I was reading.
But I think that would be a shame because the kids look so good in those roles. I'm excited to see them, and I hope they get more than one movie to prove themselves in those roles,
It's really fun with kids when they show like origin stories like this. You get to see them discovering things, and that discovery is always fun for the audience.
Yeah.
I feel. I remember back in the '90s, there was X-Men Evolutions, and that was just
Yeah.
like, what if the X-Men all went to high school together?
That was
And
like saved
Nightcrawler
by
had
the
an image inducer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nightcrawler had an image
He had
inducer
it
for a
in
little
the-
bit,
Yeah.
but then
And
he
he
said,
looked like
"F it, a
Girlfriend, yeah.
Nightcrawler deal."
It was really silly and really, really cute. And it was just, they had like the prom story and like just the science fair kind of a thing. And I want to see all of that in live
Yeah,
action.
I kind of want to see that too. Like, I'm excited to see it. So, anyway, that's the X-Men. Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
So, heading over to Sony Marvel news, we've got
All right.
the rumor this week that Asa, is it Asa or Asa?
I think it's
Asa.
Asa? I think it's Asa too. Asa Butterfield is the favorite for Peter Parker. It's just a rumor. There's nothing on
See,
paper.
And like Coy said last week, like I don't trust any of this.
So I don't know who Coy is.
Oh, there was a guy. He sits.
I've forgotten him because he went to Burning Man in South Africa, and then he went and saw Age of Ultron without us.
Yeah. But like I don't trust anything when it comes to rumors until the movie is being shot in Hollywood, because too much happens.
I tend to burn out a little early if I hop onto rumors too fast. But
Yeah.
in this case, it's super special. He's good in whatever he does. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see Ender because it looked awful, and I just wanted to preserve one of my favorite books.
It was okay.
Yeah,
Was it okay?
I love the book, and the book was definitely better than the movie.
Well,
but
yes. But it was a
the
fun
movie was still
movie
fun.
that was like
But it may have been fun because I went in with relatively low expectations.
Right.
Yeah.
But like all the anti-gravity
also-
battles and stuff like that was pretty cool. Like,
It
that
was,
pretty
it was
fun.
all right. I didn't see it in theaters. Like I
I saw it.
I didn't see it in theaters.
Also, I mean, Orson Scott Card is just such a problematic human being.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Asa Butterfield, it was called
Butterfield. It's not Butterworth. It's not Butterworth. It's Butterfield.
It's so he's talented. He's
Absolutely. And here's the deal.
The talented
I
go-to young actor.
I'm not saying that I wouldn't be excited if he becomes Spider-Man.
You just
I'm
don't
just saying
wanna
I don't
buy into it
trust
yet.
that
Sure.
anybody knows anything until it's already done.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he looks a lot like it, or a lot like the Peter Parker role. Like a lot of look at the. He can be a young
I don't
Ultimate
mind it.
Spider-Man.
I mean,
Peter
it's one of
Parker.
those things where I would prefer it were an older Spider-Man. But
Yeah,
if you're
we've
gonna
talked
go
a lot about
right,
that, yeah.
right. But if you're gonna go with young, I don't mind him.
We're not going to get an old Spider-Man, so we may as well
Yeah,
just
exactly. Yeah.
give it up
Just
and
makes
just
me sad.
Yeah, that train has sailed.
yeah.
Sure has.
The train sailed away?
Yeah, the boat left the station.
When's the last time you were on a train?
Was the train put on a boat?
When's the last time you were on a train, man? Technology's changing.
Wow.
To be
I didn't
honest,
know the trains were
there
boats
is
now.
the channel, from England to France. That train does go underwater. I'm going to go with you on this one.
Yeah.
That train has sailed.
Channel?
Yeah,
Channel.
it's like an underwater tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a channel.
It's the channel.
Whoa, there's
It
so
actually
much
is
I
called
don't
the channel.
know.
That's not even the joke
me.
part.
Joking.
That's actually
That's actual
real.
factual
Yeah.
information.
Well, yes, I'm excited about him because the Spider-Man that I actually read the most of was Ultimate Spider-Man.
That's a
I thought
great-
it was,
yeah, that's a
was
great
really
run.
charming, where he was young and
Yeah.
figuring everything
Sure.
out
And
and
it's-
very excitable.
it sounds
And
like
I love
that's
those
exactly what
stories.
they're gonna be doing.
I love the Gwen story in Ultimate Spider-Man,
Yes.
the Venom story,
Yeah.
which they kind of tried to do last. Like that's how I felt Spider-Man 3. They tried to do whenever they brought in.
Spider-Man 3 was just a mess.
No, it's bad.
Spider-Man 3 was
But I
this
felt
is
because
nuts,
they brought
yeah.
in Skinny, it was Topher,
Right, you're right.
I was
They were
like,
going
Topher
Grace.
Grace. It was more of an Ultimate Spider-Man.
Right. Well, they were going for the idea that Venom was actually a reflection of Spider-Man and
Yeah.
not juxtaposed against him
Yeah.
as something different physically.
and the cancer story and all that stuff in the Ultimate world. I like that.
I thought it was a better origin for Venom. I mean,
Yeah.
Venom's a character who was sort of made by committee because so many plans kept changing. And originally in the comics, Venom was going to be a woman, and then one of the editors, I forget who, decided, well, we want this to be like the new arch enemy to replace the Hobgoblin and the Green Goblin, and if Venom's going to be that big a threat, it can't be a woman. No one's going to buy that as Spider-Man's arch enemy. That was the thought.
Really?
It was a
I feel like
different time.
It was the late
women have been my
80s.
biggest threat most of my life. So
There you go. But yeah, it was going to be a much darker origin where like she had been pregnant, and then because of fallout from one of Spider-Man's fights, her husband died, and she had a miscarriage, and that's why she like blamed Spider-Man. So actually, in the first couple cameo appearances of Venom, where someone's pushing him onto train tracks or something, the reason you only see a hand in silhouette is because they were doing it at the time of the idea of that being a woman. And then at the last minute, they changed the idea and everything, and that's why suddenly Eddie Brock shows up as just, well, you proved that a story I wrote was fake.
Man,
I'm
that
so
would have
angry.
been so much more compelling.
Yeah.
That's one of like the
this is-
lost treasures
Yeah.
of comic storylines.
It's
Wow.
why Venom works wonderfully once you have him, but the origin story just is not a good
It's not
one.
compelling.
Until Greg
He's such
Weisman.
a good villain. He's such a good villain.
Greg Weisman did the best Venom origin and treatment, I think, in Spectacular Spider-Man, that cartoon, where like he actually had a history with Peter and was a friend of his. It wasn't just in Ultimate Spider-Man where they kind of knew each other. They were friends, and then slowly over that first season, you built up reasons for Eddie to hate Spider-Man and to feel betrayed by Peter. And so then when he finds out they're the same person, it just explodes.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was so well done. So I would love, if you were going to go down the Venom idea, you go with that. Someone's asking if Marvel now having a deal with Spider-Man rights, if that means we can see Spider-Woman as well.
I would imagine that's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
but
It's not automatic.
It's not automatic.
And that's
it
the
has
other
to be
thing.
negotiated.
Right, that's the other thing, viewers, just because it's not that Marvel has the rights now.
It's all shared.
Right, they are shared. So even though Marvel can do a Spider-Man movie now, you still can't mention Spider-Man in other movies
Without
Sony being involved.
Yeah.
Likewise, Ben Urich in Daredevil couldn't be from the Daily Bugle. He's from the Daily Bulletin.
Yeah. So what it is that Sony still owns the rights. Like, they didn't give the rights back. Like, they still own the rights. They licensed the rights back to Marvel for
Which is a
these,
brilliant
3 or
move,
4
and I'm so
films.
glad that they finally, because it's like, look,
absolutely.
guys, do we want to make some money on an okay movie, or do we want to split a lot lot on a good movie,
on like an amazing
yeah,
movie? Like,
how about I do that?
Yeah,
amazing.
let's do that.
Spectacular movie, if you will.
Amazing Spectacular?
Yeah.
That's what I think is going on.
And
I think it's a possibility to see a Spider-Woman.
Well, I know they had plans originally for a couple spin-offs. Like one was going to have all the Lady Spider characters, and they were talking about having an Agent Venom with Flash Thompson. But now they've entered in this new deal with Marvel. All of that is up in the air about whether that's going to happen or whether it's going to mutate into something else that serves the Marvel universe.
Yeah. So Asa Butterfield, we like him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him.
I
like him.
I really would have liked to have the Miles Morales. Like, and I know early on they said we're not doing Miles Morales, but it would have been nice.
I think there's a possibility that they could make like Spider-Man a legacy in the films and like have Peter Parker go away, die, whatever else, and then bring Miles in.
But we have to get to old Spider. We have to get to old Peter Parker. Like,
no, we don't. Like he was young when he died in the comics.
I would actually be okay if he died halfway through the first movie or during Civil War. I love Peter Parker, but I
don't
just
know
think
that I want to see him die. Like that's gonna.
But I just
don't know. Like if I want that
I
or
wouldn't
not.
want to see it either, and that's why the death would matter. And then you would have Miles Morales finally be a legacy character in the Marvel universe. I just think it would be so interesting to see them go down a different route.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I totally agree.
It's not that I want Peter to die. Peter was my gateway to comics.
It's just they've
I'll
done
shut my whore
so
mouth.
many Peter Parker films.
Yes.
And that's the criticism is
But
do
it
we
makes me
need another
But I just
one?
want a good one.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we're gonna, you just want them to keep trying until they get it right.
Which is why, I'm with you. I'm with you. I get that.
Like, I just want something that I can show my grandkids.
So we're
and
just
be
gonna
like,
keep
here's a
rebooting
Peter
it then.
Spider-Man. This is
You know, rule of
This is
three.
what he was.
You know, rule of three. This is rule of 300. We're gonna keep doing it until we get it freaking right.
And we like suckers will just keep going until
Just
them
keep-
until
Yeah.
they do.
I will, but that's my. But yeah, Peter Parker is mine. That's mine.
Yeah.
Like he's the one I related to the most because I was like, he's a sarcastic like goofball that like I love the fact that he's always throwing quips and he's getting the crap kicked out of him all the time.
Yeah.
Like he's the yeah. So
Doctor Strange and Reed Richards. That's who I like. Was with. Like that's yeah. Because I wasn't the sarcastic kid.
yeah, you're the quiet
I'm
kid.
the quiet smart kid who throws
kid,
out like
yeah.
a good joke.
I was
from time to time.
definitely closer in high school personality to like Peter Parker on a good day or Miguel O'Hara. Of just
Really?
really guys, really,
What the
we're
shock?
doing this. Like, oh no, there were several times when bullies confronted me and I was like, you're pathetic. This is, but I mean, it's kind of adorable. Go ahead, like that was.
Oh yeah, I got jumped a couple of times.
I never got jumped, but I think that's also because I was like a foot taller than almost everyone else in school.
Yeah, I would say smart aleck
So-
comments and then have to like explain them to the people that were beating me up. That was always fun.
I got shoulder checked by a football player in high school into a locker because I would run verbal circles around him in English class. He shoulder checked me into a locker one day, and then he went to the mall where I was working at a knife and sword shop, and he never touched me after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a superhero.
High school was interesting for me.
Sims Finch is asking, do you think Asa could hold down his own with Robert Downey Jr. on the big screen? What do you
Oh,
guys think?
heck yes.
Well, that's the great thing about it is
Yeah.
if we're going with young Peter Parker, you can put almost anybody against him because he's gonna look intimidated anyways. Like that's part of the story.
Yeah, I mean, you
that's a
can
big
ask that
part of
about
it, yeah.
any actor who's going to be in a role with RDJ doing such an RDJ role.
Yeah.
You know, like he really shines in that. We're also getting a bunch of people asking who we think the villain should be for the
Spider-Man film?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to see someone different. I would love to see some, not the full Sinister Six, but maybe
a part of that?
a couple.
No,
like I would love to see
no.
Vulture?
Mysterio. I would love to see.
I
would
like
love to
Mysterio.
see
Mysterio would be
Mysterio.
fun because
With
you could
the-
play with it and
the
do whatever you
fishbowl.
want.
but that he
I
could
want the
be
fishbowl.
working for
Yeah.
someone big who doesn't necessarily come out.
Yeah.
And fight
I mean,
Spider-Man.
and Osborn's
you know?
always
I mean,
like
as
a really
long as
good
I
big
don't
bad
want
behind the
Goblin.
scenes.
I don't want Goblin ever again. I am so tired of
You're
Goblin.
Goblin out.
I
feel
am
like-
Goblined out.
I feel like just from a
Please.
movie making point
Mm-hmm.
of view, we shouldn't have too many villains. In
No,
the
we
Star
That's
Wars
always been
movies.
the problem with
That's
Spider-Man
been
movies
such
is
a
we throw in
problem.
5
Or if-
villains.
or
And
if
it's like,
we do-
just give them one.
Yeah.
Just give them one to deal with and have maybe
One
two.
at a time is
maybe
fine.
two.
Maybe
No,
two.
no, no,
Well,
no,
this is
not
also-
even. We've seen they can't handle 2 at a time.
Yeah. Well, also the problem has been they keep putting in these origins, which not only take up too much time sometimes, but sometimes seem like they belong to a different movie.
Yeah.
Like Electro seemed like he was in a different movie than what Spider-Man was
Very
in.
true.
And when you have things like Osborn, or even now you can have the Kingpin, you don't have to explain everything away. It's just like, who are these guys? Like the Kingpin like hired some genetic engineers and mercenaries and shit. Oh, all right.
I think having all those origin stories, it takes up too much time,
It does.
isn't good storytelling, and
Yeah.
it doesn't give viewers enough credit to be invested enough to begin
I
with.
mean,
if
And
they
I get
tell
that
it
you
right.
have to, I understand from a movie standpoint, you have to show enough that people who haven't read comic books can understand what's going down.
Sure.
Right.
Like-
At the same time, they're entering what they know to be a superhero universe. So
Yes.
if you just give them some context. Quickly say like, who's that? He's the Vulture. He's one of these weird mercenaries. He's got a flight suit. Let's
There you
fight
go.
him. Done. Like it's like the Incredibles. You know, they never explained where Mr. Incredible came from.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
Elastigirl came from. They just gave you the context. This is a superhero universe. These two have been superheroes for a while.
And
They're
this is
about
their
to get
power.
married. Boom.
Boom.
I love that
yeah.
they just drop you in like that.
And we're willing to do that for cartoons and animated features more than real life. There's this weird thing of like, once we're doing live action, we do more hand holding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we need to.
We don't.
Well, there's more at stake with the film too, I think.
Someone keeps suggesting Spider-Verse. I have said before, Netflix miniseries, each episode show a different version of Spider-Man or Spider-Gwen or anything. Spider-Man 2099. Then you bring them all as cameos in Infinity War. That would be a dream thing. Do I think it's going to happen? No.
No.
But were I given money and power within Marvel Studios, something akin to that would happen.
I mean,
Do you guys see that Koi's on the live chat?
What are you doing?
what are you doing here?
So one of
He
the
says
art
Venom and
cars
Carnage
must
done
have-
properly.
And don't get me wrong, like Venom is my favorite like villain for Spider-Man, and Carnage is so amazing. Cletus Cassidy, when he shows up in that first comic, and he's in the psych ward or whatever,
Yeah.
and he's going to get his shots,
Dude,
and then
Maximum
he just pulls
Carnage
out.
is still one of my favorites.
It's so good,
It's so
and it was the
good.
first time I was like, "Whoa, you guys went real far on this, real
Yeah, like
fast."
I think that was the first time I saw someone die in a comic, like in the
and
nightclub
just
scene. where he's like,
slashed up
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
So I would love to see that. But
And
I
like
mean,
the team just kept growing. Like Captain America joins, and then like Cloak and Dagger hop in there, and then I loved Maximum
Whatever
Carnage. It was
else
so good.
happens, there has to be a Spidey Daredevil team up. There has to be.
There
has to be.
That would be fun. That would be
Likewise,
a
there
lot of
needs to
fun.
be a She-Hulk
Do
Daredevil team
you
up.
think that the Daredevil universe that they've established on Netflix and any of the Spider-Man universes that they've established would mix, though?
The Spider-Man universe that they've established in the Raimi films, no.
No.
The Spidey universe they established in the last two doesn't have like I said, like every other scene seems to belong to a different film
Yeah.
anyway, and we're not revisiting that. I think also, but part of what makes team-ups fun in superhero universes is having people who seem to come from different worlds then meet up. That was part of the fun of the Avengers, where you had Captain America meeting an alien with a magic hammer, meeting a rage monster, meeting a man who was the son of a guy who he knew who was a scientist, but had just taken that science to a whole new science fiction later.
Absolutely,
right?
but just tonally, the Netflix Daredevil is so different than anything else we've seen in the Marvel universe
Yeah.
so far.
Which I think, so there are two ways around that. You can either have Daredevil, like when to go into one of my own expertise, Doctor Who. Like Doctor Who had a couple spin-offs. Sarah Jane Adventures was meant for kids. Torchwood was meant for adults. So there was a general rule. Doctor Who, the Doctor could appear on the Sarah Jane Adventures. He would not appear on Torchwood. Torchwood might appear on Doctor Who.
which they did, yeah.
And if so, they'll be in the Doctor's sensibility and world. But the Doctor would never appear in Torchwood. That was just understood. Because one, you just don't want kids watching Torchwood. And two, that atmosphere was so established as darker, and oftentimes if there was a victory, it was so pyrrhic you wondered, was this even worth it? And they didn't want to put the Doctor in that because you'd have to deal with the consequences on some action, or you would have the Doctor showing up Torchwood, so it just wasn't done. So likewise, I could see if you didn't want to deal with Spidey being in a darker world where he felt unsure of himself, which could be an interesting story. If you didn't want to deal with that, then you just have a Spider-Man as the headliner, and Daredevil show up and still give them a team-up story, but it's in Spider-Man's neck of the woods, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think it was this week or last week that Charlie Cox said he really wanted to be in Civil War to make
Well,
that.
I don't know that he's going to be in Civil War, but I mean, they've said that he's going to. All the Netflix kids are going to make an appearance in the Infinity War films. Speaking of moving on to Infinity War, we found out this week that their shooting schedule will be 9 months long. And that they will start at the end of 2016, which coincidentally is when Doctor Strange is released, is at the end of 2016. So
yeah.
I don't need to say anything.
I
more
love how
about
they
that.
were like asking, I forget who they were talking to about, are you okay with the fact that you've got this shooting schedule? And like
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
And I was like, you mean, am I okay with job security for the next 9 months of my life? Yeah. I think I might be okay with that.
Are you okay with the millions of dollars they're giving you and
Yeah.
like the accolades of all, like fans around the world?
Yeah,
I
is that
don't
something
know.
you'd be okay
I'm having a
with?
hard time with it.
Are you okay playing a character that people love and adore and has made many fall in love with you, male, female, and otherwise?
Nah, I could give it up. I could give it up tomorrow.
yeah.
Really?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Of course.
It's their schedule is insane.
Yeah.
Like it really is.
Yeah, and that's an insane shooting schedule. But going along with that, also Daniel Bruhl confirmed that he is indeed playing Baron Zemo which is exciting.
I love that actor because
He was great in Rush.
In Inglourious Bastards, he's like the sweetest, like friendliest guy that you suddenly remember is a rapist and a attempted rapist and genocidal maniac. Like,
yes,
because you're like, oh, he's such a nice guy and he's so charming. So it'll be interesting seeing him in that role. I will watch him in anything.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I'm excited to see that.
Absolutely.
Like, confirmed for Civil War.
Yeah.
My big question is, how is he going to play into that? Because if it's the Civil War, then the antagonists are the protagonists. Like it's
I mean,
so
Civil
like
War
he's
is all about
like he's going to be in the background doing something, right?
Right.
Like here's my thought. Humor me, if you will.
Let's humor
Go
you.
on.
I think Baron Zemo's doing something with the Norn Stones, and that's going to lead somehow into Doctor Strange because he's also rumored to be in Doctor Strange. He's also rumored to be a villain in Doctor Strange. I think something's going on with the Norn Stones, and I think that is part of how Doctor Strange gets pulled into some extra dimensional warfare.
So he's there kind of as the conduit by which they're going to kind of.
I think so. I think that's
bring
what's going
Doctor
on.
Strange into
I think
the
so.
MCU.
I think he's doing some stuff in the background that the Avengers will need to. Well, the two teams will fight over how to handle it. So
I'm so interested to know what's going to happen with because I mean you've got Avengers and you've got New Avengers and then things get real like weird. Like I mean you've got the Thunderbolts, and you've got the villains
dude,
being
if they did a Thunderbolt
heroes
series,
and
that would
like
be awesome.
I mean
that was the 90s
so
for
much.
you. The 90s were confusing.
Yeah,
I don't know what that voice is. It just came out. That was so confusing.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know. I just want to throw that out there. It's not big news. We all kind of already knew about it, but throw it out there.
And again, with Zemo, you have the nice consequence of still like World War II is haunting him because Zemo's father, or they might make it his grandfather to deal with the decades that have now passed since then, was one of the major Nazis in that Captain America faced. So you can still have that legacy. Maybe he's more of a political player now, and he's helping
makes sense
create this anti-superhuman registration act.
He ran for Senate with a purple hood.
With the purple hood.
Somehow he got voted. He must be charming to win a Senate seat with that.
Someone's
purple hood.
saying Civil War will feature Black Panther.
It will.
Yeah. Yeah, we have that confirmed, right? It wasn't
I think
still
it's confirmed.
Yeah,
I think it's confirmed. Maybe it's not like 100% confirmed, but it's pretty well.
It seems pretty way on.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's pretty well aware of it. I think the big thing was that everyone thought he was gonna, the Black Panther was gonna take Peter Parker's role until they were like, oh, by the way, we got Peter Parker. So
right.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's definitely in Civil War if I remember correctly.
Do we have any casting rumors
for Civil War?
Yeah,
who's going to play Thor? Do we know, or Captain America? Have we figured those out yet?
I think it's Chadwick Boseman is playing Black Panther. That was announced last year, I think. October, whenever they had the Marvel event, I think. So, anyway, Age of Ultron. When are we seeing it?
I'm seeing it tonight.
I'm seeing it tonight.
So
I've already bought my tickets. I'm going to like an 11:15.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm going to a 21 plus screening.
All right.
well done.
Nice.
I was like, not that I don't
Well
love
done.
kids, but I'm not really interested in you right now for this one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sizzler, what about you? When are you going?
It depends because I've got a couple of my best friends coming into town this weekend. So
Are they coming in from the New York?
No. One's coming in from San Jose, and one is she actually doesn't have like a permanent home right now. She's sort of like a semi-retired, so she's just enjoying traveling around, consulting back and forth. But yeah, so they take priority with me because it's my
makes
pals.
sense.
You know,
That's
so
nice.
if they want to see the movie, awesome. We'll probably see
go.
it Friday night. If they would rather like grab dinner and go to Disneyland or something, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So I'm likely not seeing it later than Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, good, because you have to see it by next week.
Well, obviously.
That's the statute of
otherwise we're gonna
limitations ends then,
spoil it.
and spoilers.
I'd be
are
surprised
abounding.
if there's a statute of limitations of 3 days on this one. Like,
Yeah.
we've got people already
Well, I
talking
just-
about
I
it.
just already
Saw
got-
it last week in
I
other
just won't be on
countries.
Twitter. What I know I've got to avoid is I'm going to get a lot of text questions starting tonight with, can you explain this?
Yeah.
So you need to sort of publish something and let everybody know.
No one ever reads everything I publish. Like,
What?
there's going to be some like friend or ex who is just
Sure.
like, oh, I'll
Just send
contact him at 2 a.m. I'm
send a
sure he's
text.
seen it 3 weeks ago because
Well,
he
then
got
send a
advanced.
text to everybody you know.
I'm
That's
not doing
everybody in
that.
your phone. How much does this mean to you, Alan?
Coy Jandro says Avengers is a pretty good film.
Yeah. No, I already told him
Alright.
he can what he can do with that information.
Yeah, good. Thanks.
Yeah.
I will be seeing it with my lovely fiance and a couple other friends tomorrow night. Matt Mercer and Marisha. We're going to El Capitan at
Yeah.
8:15, where they've got like the whole like. They've got displays downstairs and like there's
bought a
no better
ticket.
place to see a Marvel movie than El Capitan. It's so fun.
I've got something else going on tonight, which is why I have to go to the later showing. Because like ArcLight has showing starting at like 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
But somebody posted on a site that they were selling their ticket to today's El Capitan double feature, where you watch both movies.
We thought about doing
and you
that.
get like a bucket and a cup that are both like memorable or whatever,
Yeah,
and
they're
they're
like metallic.
unlimited refills.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and he was selling it at face value for $30, and I was like, $30. I've got things I have to do, but I should probably no, Justin, do the things you have to do first.
Oh, look at you
Responsible adult.
adulting.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
So,
very-
real quick, what are you excited about in Age of Ultron?
Vision, honestly, Vision's one of my favorite characters. I'm excited about that. I'm also excited just on the little bit we've seen on him. Quicksilver is cracking me up.
Quicksilver looks fun.
if he keeps that same appeal throughout the movie, I'm gonna dig it. I'm gonna dig like, oh, you're such a dick. Keep talking.
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Justin.
I'm looking forward to more of like the arguments between the stuff that's leading up to Civil War with Cap and RDJ, like that kind of stuff. Like I like that stuff. I'm always like, they're both on the right, but they're both for different reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the team fall apart like it does and then come back together.
Yeah.
Right.
Erica.
I love the way that Joss Whedon handles ensemble dialogue.
Yeah.
The way that everybody interacts. You know all the characters very well. You know how they're going to interact, and it's just a treat to watch them talk together. So not even any of the superhero-y stuff. These are just really well-defined characters that are I'm going to watch, and they're going to have a great time talking.
Yeah.
So just all the
My
ensemble
turn.
stuff.
I'm excited to see Doctor Strange because I just know.
He's going to be the cameo.
I just
you think?
know.
Yeah.
I just know he's a mid-credit scene. I just know.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Okay.
I think you're
feel
probably
it.
right.
I feel it.
And if that's how it turns out, I would be very excited for that too.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited for like they do such a fun job of all the Easter eggs that they throw in there.
Oh yeah.
Like
Every
like,
every little thing that has a name on it, you're like, oh, I know that name.
But like they do so well, and they've turned it into a science now where they're like, oh, now we're telling you about this movie and this movie and this movie that's coming like 3 movies from now. Like they do that so well, and I'm excited to see what information they're throwing out, like what new information they're giving us to entice us for the next film. It's weird. I can't just sit and enjoy the present. I have to
look forward to the
when
you've got a
future.
schedule that's like 10 years long. It's hard to not look forward to the future anymore. Like. It's crazy how we now have these lists of like, oh, this is a movie that's coming out in 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. What?
I can't wait for Inhumans in 5 years.
People can get hit by a bus tomorrow, and we're planning movies for 10 years from now.
Yeah, the shoot is 9 months.
Priorities,
Someone's going to
man.
have a baby.
Yeah, baby, production baby. So real quick, Agent Carter, we will know if that's getting a second season in 3 weeks. Haley Atwell at C2E2 this week said she doesn't know, but she, along with the rest of the world, shouldn't have an answer in like 3 or 4 weeks. So
Hoping.
cross your fingers.
Hoping.
The last I read, there was like a 60% chance. So it's almost.
That's not good enough.
I think with as well as they're doing right now, I don't see them not.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's such a good
such a good show.
I rarely take the time to watch TV in that way, and I'm such a fan of it. They need this, and they need to justify them not having a Black Widow movie on the slate right now.
I think that Agent Carter did need a little bit of tighter writing, and there were moments that were a little insider baseball for casual viewers.
Yeah.
But the personalities, the humor, just the general atmosphere was so much fun.
So
it made
fun.
up for all that.
So hopefully it will get a second season. I personally think it will. I think that ABC is kind of like excited about all the Marvel stuff that's coming through with
absolutely.
the slate that they've got and all the heat that they've got right now. So they're already planning a spinoff show. They're probably going to renew Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think Agent Carter will get like another mid-season thing.
I
personally
think
so.
currently right now with the buzz that is going on, I don't think we have movies that are being made that are sequels and remakes of movies just because the movie made money, and it's like, oh well, let's just make another one.
Yeah, I think ABC would be not very intelligent to say, oh, you want to do another like 8 to 10 episode mid-season show? No, we're not gonna. I think
it's
that
a
would
safe
be,
bet for them.
I think so.
And if it comes back, what are some things you guys would hope to see on it?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, would it be in the 50s? Like, because this was, like, right after the war. So this is, like, late 40s. So, like, would they jump ahead in
this
time?
wasn't
Like,
even late 40s. This is still mid 40s. Like, this was 46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think they would probably jump to the 50s, and I think we'd probably see S.H.I.E.L.D. has already been kind of made. I think we'd probably deal a little bit with, like, Hydra. Like, we'd probably see Hydra's infiltrating the ranks and them, like, almost figuring it out. I would love to see that. Like, I would love to see how, like, Arnim Zola got his, like, tentacles in S.H.I.E.L.D. I think that would be interesting.
Oh yeah.
I would like to see more Golden Age characters show up. Because
You mean like the original Human Torch?
Though they can't use him because Fox.
Do they own the original? Do they? What was the name of the doctor who created him?
Doesn't Phineas Horton?
Yeah. Do they own him?
No, which is why there's a reference to the original Human Torch in Captain America: The First Avenger when he goes to the World's Fair.
Yeah, where he's in the World Fair.
Right,
yeah.
there's panning, and you can see there's a glass case that says the Synthetic Man, Phineas T. Horton's Synthetic Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they can't call him Human Torch or have a character that erupts in flame in that way because that belongs to Fox.
Yeah. So weird.
So you can have an android named Jim Hammond who doesn't go on fire.
That's so funny.
But no, but I mean, you could bring up so many other characters like the Destroyer. You could bring up the Blazing Skull.
Jason Losoya is saying Agents of Atlas be kind of fun. That was a fun series.
That would be fun.
I like that series.
Yeah.
And that took place in the 50s. Anyway, we need to get going. Netflix is talking to Ryan Felipe for an undisclosed Netflix role.
And the rumor is that it's
The rumor is that it's Iron Fist.
Yeah.
He could be Danny Rand. He really could. Like,
Yeah.
Look, that could be Danny Rand.
He's a good-looking man. That
He's a
Ryan
good-looking
Felipe.
man. I mean, I don't see him as like a kung fu expert, but
You get enough training.
You get
anybody
enough
can look
training,
like it.
yeah.
And some
And
good
you
stunt
get-
doubles.
oh, speaking of, Coy, I'm gonna tell everyone. So tell me not to on the live chat here if I'm not supposed to. But
I like how you're saying that, and there's no way he's going to tell you no before you say
no.
it.
I know. But we have the stunt double from Daredevil.
Yes.
Coming on our show next week
Yes.
to talk about Age of
That's
Ultron.
right. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. He's coming on our show to get excited about Age of
And
Ultron with us
what's
on
funny
our
is
Age of Ultron spoiler special.
Talking about last week is that me and Coy are both friends with different stunt doubles that were on Daredevil.
Really?
Yeah, my friend was also a stunt double on Daredevil.
So
Yeah.
who is he a stunt double for?
Daredevil. He was like the whole like hallway fight scene. That was him.
Yeah.
That hallway dough.
Yeah.
That hallway down.
That hallway dough.
But on top of that, he was Captain America's stand-in in the elevator scene and Winter Soldier, like, and he's probably gonna be in Civil War. Like, yeah, so we're gonna have that
Coy
guy
said
in.
98% sexy yes.
Cool. And Coy, are we also gonna get the other guest? Because we have a second guest. And you never confirm with me like I told you to. It's so weird because I wanted to pitch.
Call Coy out internationally on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you're in another country and you don't call home, Coy.
That's what you get.
I'm gonna call him, but I'm in Africa. Is
well,
what Coy says.
we have a second.
Oh,
we have a
are
second
you in
guest.
Africa?
We have a second guest that we're
Who's
hoping to
the
have on.
second
know.
guest, Coy?
It's a secret.
I can't say, but it would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
It would be really
It's
cool.
me.
Aw.
It's Alan Kistler. We're
It's
gonna have
me.
Alan Kistler on.
That's
here.
exciting.
Yes, I tripped in one scene and they had to pay me as a stunt double. That's how the union works.
So, but do we like Ryan Philippe as Danny Rand?
Yeah, I mean,
what was the last thing he did? What was the last big role that he
Okay,
he
I've
did?
not seen him in a movie since Cruel Intentions.
I was about to say, Cruel Intentions
I've
is-
lost track,
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't-
Mind.
I'm sure
What else?
he has worked
Come
since Cruel
on,
Intentions,
guys.
guys.
If only one of us had a computer in front of us.
Okay, I know he was in other stuff like Stop Loss and like The Lincoln Lawyer. Apparently, he was in.
Oh, I don't know that one.
But
I heard
like,
Stop
I
Loss was
didn't-
good. And
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the other movies he's been in since the '90s. Like,
Yeah.
and that was when he was just like the teen
it's
heartthrob.
weird when
right?
I saw the news like, oh, they're talking to Ryan Philippe. I was like, they are. And then I
let's
looked
see
at him, I'm
here.
like, oh, he could be Danny Rand. I could see that. but-
He was in MacGruber.
oh, was he?
Yes, he was. He was
All
in
right, well, then
MacGruber.
he's
So
got
obviously,
my-
and the Bang Bang Club, and Flags of Our Fathers. I forgot that was a
Oh,
movie.
Crash. I forgot. He was in Crash.
Oh, he was in Crash.
Yeah, that was
and he was in
big.
Gosford
Yeah.
Park. And Playing by Heart, which I didn't see. And I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I did see in protest.
In protest?
In protest?
I didn't want to. I
mean
didn't want to see it.
under
protest.
duress?
Under duress. I should say.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
Let's say I don't think you understand how protesting works. Typically, you don't give the company your money.
Oh,
that's what you do.
You
to
know,
protest.
I'm against picketing, but don't know how to show it.
Yeah.
So that's that news, Ryan Philippe.
I did have in my own fan casting Osric Chow from Supernatural for Danny Rand.
I'm not familiar. I've only seen the first season of Supernatural.
I don't watch it on a regular basis. I watch it very sporadically, but I saw this guy several times, and he's got a dry wit to him that I really liked. He's a youngish looking guy, and also I'm openly about let's not have everyone in Marvel movies be a white dude.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like Osric Chow. I'm certainly not against Ryan Felipe if they choose him. He's good.
Yeah, I think.
But that was my own fan casting was Osric Chow.
He looks like Danny Rand to me. That's like the first thought I had.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
Let's go to the fans real quick. By the way, thank you so much for all your 5-star ratings and comments on iTunes. We told you last week that if you gave us 5 stars, we would mention you on the show, and we had a lot of people give us 5 stars. So buckle up.
Bribery.
We've got War Machine 5 saying Marvel fans unite. He gave us 5 stars. Maggie calls us knowledgeable hosts. Thank you. Kyak says that we are pure awesomeness. Zeke :24 says that we're the best ever. 2 periods. Thank you.
Just in general.
Yeah. Just in general. Not even at the show. We're just the best
Yeah, we're
ever.
just the best.
A Prowie says that we have a great show. MMPR Calabama says that they can't get enough of us. Michigan Wolverine says that we are one of the best Marvel podcasts available. G Touch 52 drives a ton every week, and we keep them going. Bun Papa says that we are encased in tomfoolery.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Isn't that's a good one, right?
To be encased in tomfoolery. I got a nice. This is a tomfoolery jacket.
No, I know, and that shirt's so
Very
filled with
delicious.
tomfoolery. Roxy24 says that they are mostly into DC, but that they love getting to know all this new information about characters they didn't know much about through us.
yeah.
And that makes me feel like we're doing our job right. Not PSU Student calls us an essential show to listen to or watch if you're a Marvel fan. I hate this freaking app. Doesn't like the app, but they say they love our enthusiasm. More IRO9 says that they look forward to a new episode every week. And Stevo827 says if you're looking for a podcast filled with passionate people talking about what they love, I would seriously recommend this 100 times over. Boom!
Well done.
Right?
Yeah.
You got through all of them.
I got through all of them,
I'm
bro.
proud of you.
Dude, it took me an hour to write all that out.
Yeah.
We have a lot of good fans. Thank you. So thank you so much for doing all of that. We appreciate it. Give us continue to do that because it keeps us coming back to you. So our question of the week last week was, if you could replace the entire Fantastic Four with animals, what would they be?
Right.
So here they are real quick. Tommaso Imo says the Puntastic Four. Mr. Fantastic Insect, so stick insect, Invisible Womanatee, the Orangutan, and the Hummingbird Torch. Jeremy Long says Mr. Fantastic is a lemur, Invisible Woman is a doe, a deer, a female deer, Thing is an elephant, Human Torch is a falcon, Dr. Doom is a timberwolf, Mole Man is a mole, surprise. Black Panther is a panther, another surprise. Claw is a rock lobster. Alicia Masters is a blind cat.
I like
here's my favorite though. Herbie. He included Herbie, which is the biggest reason he made the list. Jeremy is an adorable lost puppy, and I can see that. Herbie's an adorable lost puppy. Gavin Symes says Thing is an ape. Mr. Fantastic is one of those stupid looking octopuses.
Oh.
Invisible Woman a chameleon. Human Torch is a Tasmanian devil. I just want to know what stupid looking octopus is he talking about? Like those he sounds like he's so mad at an octopus, like those stupid looking octopuses. And then the last one is Jasper Yules. Elwes, who says, can we do this for the host instead? Matt is a majestic lion, Meredith is a fantastical unicorn, and Koi is a penguin. Because penguins.
Dude, penguins are stylish.
Yeah.
Dude, I love
They are the
penguins.
best dressed animals in society.
Yeah.
So,
the little tuxes.
I don't know. I like Jasper, but I don't know if we can vote for him because he didn't do the Fantastic Four. Can we vote for him if he didn't do Fantastic Four? If he did the host instead?
I have no opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
Because you weren't mentioned.
Yes, I was not mentioned.
Yeah,
either.
like what
None
do
of
I
us were
care?
mentioned.
What
So
do I care?
It's all on you.
I'm not even here.
Jasper loses points.
No, Jasper, you get points with me. So
I was sitting on the couch. You were sitting on the couch. Jasper could have included us.
No. The couch is obviously off limits for the cool
Obviously.
people.
So do you want to go with Tommaso, Jeremy, or Gavin?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love puns.
I was about to say the same.
So Tommaso Imo?
Yeah, the
Tommaso
puns-
Imo, you win.
The puns take it forward.
You're always gonna get my vote if you come up with some good puns.
Tommaso, you win the bragging rights for the week, but Jasper, you have a place in my heart. Thank you for making me a majestic lion. Also, a fun game that we put up on our Facebook. If you've already seen Age of Ultron, give us a spoiler-free review with only 4 words or a spoiler-free haiku. And I went through and chose a couple of those. Michael Rozek said, bigger, better, badder, faster. Olanigan Ibrahim says, big character-driven badassery. Alex Duthie says, Bettany is worthy. Amazeballs. 1 word. Tommaso Imo, he's back again. He wrote a haiku. Heroes in the snow. Cold hands claw their hearts. A vision is born.
Oh,
okay.
Boom.
That guy
Right?
knows what he's doing.
Right?
I like this guy.
And
Whoever
then-
you are,
I'm
a
sorry.
fan.
I'm sorry. What was the middle line? That's supposed to have 7 syllables?
It's 575,
Cold
right?
hands claw their hearts. Oh, you're right.
That ain't a haiku,
Heroes in
son.
The
snow.
Asian judge has
Cold
judged
hands
you.
claw their hearts.
Sorry,
A
man.
vision is born. And it's close. It's close.
Now, wait.
No, but
Are
those
there
doesn't count in a
rules
haiku.
in society now?
This is-
Are there
no.
We're just
Sorry.
anarchy.
This is not a game. This is not for. This is not for.
together. Mass hysteria.
This isn't for bragging rights. This is just for mentioning and having a fun
I
game.
suppose.
So,
Yeah, right.
Tommaso, I
All
guess you
right,
need
it
to
was-
add 2 syllables to your
Add
middle
that 2
line. I'm
syllables,
sorry.
but it was
It's
very
beautiful
nice.
otherwise.
It was very nice. Yeah.
Eric Scoogin says, didn't see that coming, question mark. And Ben Duff says, it was pretty good. High tension, action, and fights. Guardians wins, though. So, I had to include it. Ben Duff had
No,
an opinion.
I love some
so-
Ben Dunn. I love.
No, Ben Duff, not Ben Dunn.
Oh, I
Ben
thought you
Duff.
said Ben Duff.
Ben Duff. Ben Duff. So, anyway, yeah. So that's our show. That's it. Do you guys?
Awesome.
Age of Ultron. Any other thoughts? Anything you want to close with? Anything you want to plug?
Just that I'm so excited that I'm going to be seeing it before both of you. So
Just get out.
Looking forward
gonna
forward
be
to
there.
it.
Actually,
cool.
mine starts at 11 and yours is 11:15.
Oh.
So I believe I will
you
be
know
the
what?
one seeing
Do
it
me a
first at
favor.
this table.
Text me spoilers while I'm in the movie.
I will.
go for it.
I'm like, have you gotten to the part where blah 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 happens?
And I'm going to be like, yes, I have, and people are looking at me, so quit texting me.
Exactly. I'm in a movie, jerk.
I'm in a movie. You knew I was in here.
You've got a Geek and Sundry show, right?
I do.
You want to pitch that real quick?
Yeah, I have a show from 7 to 9 on the Geek and Sundry Twitch. It's called The Concession Stand, and we talk about movies and geek news. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun,
Good.
and I dance a lot. I don't get to do any dancing on this show
Because we
which
have to
is-
make you sit down.
Yeah, it's hard because my feet don't touch the bottom. of the
I would actually
thing,
like to stand up when I
but-
do the show, but then my head would be cut off by the camera. No one
Yeah.
would ever see me. So.
But yeah, watch The Concession Stand on Twitch 7
All
to
right.
9.
Through Geek and Sundry. Awesome. Anything with you or Kistler?
Yeah, so this weekend, my new house team, Ewan Jefferson, over
Yeah.
at Nerdist School, is
Yeah.
going to be performing our first show.
Awesome.
So
Nice.
looking forward to that. That's going to be Sunday night, 7-ish.
Yeah.
It's a full school night. And actually, the 2 of us, I just joined a new team
Yeah.
called
He's
The
on
Show That Shall Not Be Named.
He's on our Harry Potter improv
It's a Harry
team.
Potter themed improv team. So I'll be performing with this lovely lady soon.
Nice. Alan?
You can find my works at alankistler.com. You can also check me out on Twitter at SizzlerKistler. And see me here next week to talk about Age of
Age of Ultron, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to play a
Nice.
quick game before we go on?
Dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Pick one, Erica. This will be the last thing we do because we didn't do it last week. We got.
I know,
Do it.
I was
we
really
gotta do
bummed.
it. Yeah.
I wanted
And
to
now
play.
you're sitting next to it.
Oh, look.
Oh, Rogue. And it's its
Rogue.
original Jim Lee X-Men card.
Wow.
What'd you get?
Good.
Ooh, Omega Red.
Oh, that's actually like a fight that's happened.
Yeah.
In X-Men number 4, I think. And she was teamed up with Wolverine, but so what do you think? Omega Red versus Rogue, who's winning? And it's,
gotta give
it's Rogue from the early '90s, so she still got her Ms. Marvel.
Okay, then I'm
powers.
giving I'm giving the edge to Rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
She can do long distance attacks.
Man, I love Omega Red though. He's so
I know,
mean.
right?
He's good,
He's
but-
so mean.
And his power on here is like his fighting ability is a 7, guys, and that's as high as it can go.
But
So-
Rogue can pick up a really big rock and throw
throw
it
it
at
at
90 miles an hour.
yeah, or faster.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll
Does it say his first appearance, X-Men number 4?
First appearance, X-Men number 6.
Number 6. Oh.
No, first appearance, X-Men number 4. The quote was from X-Men number 6. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Well, that has been our show. Thank you so much for joining in. Special thanks to our prize sponsor, Wizard World Conventions. Al and I were in Vegas this last weekend with Wizard World, and it was awesome. I actually have some new toys that I'm going to bring in next week and a new shirt that I'm going to wear, but I wanted to wait for the Age of Ultron show to bring it all in. But that's all thanks to Wizard World. So where pop culture comes to life, Wizard World. They've got Minneapolis May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Then they're going to Philadelphia May 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, which is a big one with David Tennant and Billy Piper and Haley Atwell and a lot of other guests there. Then they're on to St. Louis after that for May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Please don't forget to subscribe to our show on iTunes, Marvel Movie News. Rate us, leave us a comment. If you do that and you give us 5 stars, we'll read you next week. Watch us through YouTube on Popcorn Talk Network. Comment, thumbs up, keep us coming back to you. Find us on Facebook, Marvel Movie News. Like us. And you can find us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN. That's been our show. I'm Matt Key at the Matt Key.
I'm Erika Ishii at Samurai Erika.
I am Justin Baker at Acts for Food.
I'm Alan Kistler at Sizzler Kistler.
All right, that's our show. We'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only, and not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.